On this episode, we chat about our recent 24-hour trip to see Blue October at the House of Blues in Disney Springs, as well as stay at the Holiday Inn located at Disney Springs. Today is October 29th, 2021, and this is episode 404 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and I am joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. And then if you hit that subscribe button, you'll get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. But if you want even more content, including in-park, resort, at-home live streams, discounts on Main Street Magic merchandise, and there is a whole lot more, you can visit wonderlandcrew.com to check out our Patreon group. And finally, if you're getting ready to plan your next Disney, Universal vacation, maybe you're looking to go on a cruise or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, visit msmears.com to learn more about our wonderful travel partner, Melissa Pilgrim, with years of experience, and fill out a form for a free quote. Happy Halloween, Rhonda.
Happy Halloween.
It is Halloween weekend. Halloween's on a Sunday this year, which stinks. I propose that we change Halloween to just be the we'll go the Thanksgiving route. It's the last Saturday of October.
Okay.
And let's just do that every year, no matter what day that is.
Okay.
Because now the next several years, it's going to be on a school/work night.
Yep.
And I don't approve of that. I don't care for it. So, we've got a fun weekend ahead of us. We've had a very busy week as we traveled down to Disney on Tuesday afternoon, and we were back home within literally 24 hours to go see this concert and all.
Oh, yeah. We were.
So, yeah, I mean, we left the house here at about 1, and then we got home about 1 the next day.
Yep.
And it was kind of nonstop. So,
yep.
What we wanted to talk about in this episode is our experience, first time staying at the Holiday Inn.
Yes.
And it is listed as the Holiday Inn Orlando, Disney Springs area.
Yep.
Booked this on hotels.com. And in the past, we've talked a lot about some of these off-property hotels, especially ones in the Disney Springs area, right? Because of, it's kind of that clickbait of, you can get this for $129 a night.
Yes.
And you're like, that's outstanding. And then you show up and there's resort fees, there's parking fees.
Yep.
Next thing you know, it's $190 a night, which is still a great price, but it's just, I don't know. It's always just bothered me how it works. And I don't like these resort fees at all.
Okay.
But this one was almost okay. We'll talk about that in a second. What I do like about booking these non-Disney hotels and using hotels.com is we signed up for an account. Every 10 nights you stay, you get a free night. So I'm not exactly sure of the limitations on that yet. I think we'll have a free night maybe after we have a 3-night Town Place Suites stay in January. I think we might hit our 10.
Okay.
And so we'll kind of be able to see what that's like. But I really like the fact of doing that. Now, the prices a lot of times will be similar to like if we had booked directly through Holiday Inn.
Okay.
But you don't, and you could certainly use rewards.
Right.
You can also still have rewards. And then when you get to the resort, have booked through hotels.com, gotten your stamp out of the 10, and then talk to them about adding that to your rewards. For the Holiday Inn, so you could almost kind of like double up a little bit.
Right.
I think that's something you'd be able to do, but I just like it. We ended up getting this room for $89 for the night. And why don't you talk about arrival? Talk a little bit about the hotel, kind of the location of it.
Yeah, so when we were getting off, you get off actually at the very first exit before all the Disney ones, which is 68. And I like how it took us because it still takes you in where the sign and it says welcome to Walt Disney World. So I really like that. So I do, feel like, all right, here we are. We're in Disney. So yeah, we, drove in, and then very soon after we passed the sign, we were pulling in, and these are older looking hotels.
Yeah.
So they're not, like crazy looking modern and neat. they're just older.
Yeah, they're
looking, but they're
everything.
not,
They're all kind of just they're concrete,
yeah.
higher rise
Yeah.
hotels,
Yeah.
basically. Nothing fancy from the
right.
outside at all.
So we parked, we got checked in, and then went to our room. And the inside's kind of neat. It's different. It's got that whole open where like even the what is it called, the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
They put stuff over them like the Disney stuff, but usually it's clear and you can see through it. So that's kind of neat. And
Well,
higher you are up, you don't want to look down.
Yeah, because it opens down into that kind of like main lobby area. There's a bar and grill down there. The pool outside looked pretty nice,
Yep.
And spacious. And what I do like about these is while the rooms themselves don't have any Disney touches, there are Disney touches throughout the lobby and
Yes.
restaurant areas. Like you walk in and there is a BB unit to the right, and
R2.
No, BB was
Was it?
there. Yeah, wasn't it? No,
think
maybe
it
it was
was
R2. I can't remember. Some of them have BB units, some have R2s. But it's there with the Galaxy's Edge display. As you said, all of the elevators, which are normally glass, are completely wrapped in Star Wars and Galaxy's Edge stuff. Like one of them, when it opens, it looks like there's half a dozen stormtroopers almost on the elevator.
Yeah, that was
There's
neat.
one at the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. The elevator doors from the outside were done up with the 50th celebration and the castle and all that type of stuff I like. So checked in, and on top of our $89, of course, you have taxes and all of that. There is a $35 resort fee. There is also a $20 self-parking fee. But still, by the time all was said and done, and we actually had a Visa debit gift card that we were going to use, which had no problem, it was $153 total for the night and the stay.
Yes.
Which is really, really good. And there's no way we're getting anything on property anywhere near that.
Correct.
I still think parking fees are BS. I mean, first of all, if parking is truly at a minimum, I can understand a parking fee. Like, I understand it more in just say New York City or something.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy literally, as we're getting our parking ticket, says there's plenty of parking. Just find any spot you want. Like,
Yeah.
So I still do not agree with parking fees at all. Don't agree with them at Disney resorts either. The resort fee of $35, these hotels are telling you usually is to cover the amenities. It's saying, well, this covers you getting to go to the pool. This
Right.
covers, this and that. And when something like breakfast is included, like at a town place, who doesn't have a resort fee, but let's just say they did, I feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah.
What I liked about here actually is that they had a list of everything that is included with the resort fee, and they added it up for you to kind of just say, look, these are the things you would
cool.
normally pay extra for.
Okay.
So for example, there's 2 bottles of water in the room.
Yep.
I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but that's $7 for 2 bottles, We got 1 free drink ticket each.
Yes.
We did not have time to take advantage of it, but
Yep.
let's just say you went down and got a mixed drink that's normally $10 to $12. Between those things, you've kind of made up your resort fee. So I still wish they would wrap them into it and just say this room is not $90, it's $125, and there's no resort fee. But I can live with it, and you're going to find that at all these Disney Springs hotels. So they do have a shuttle service if you do not have a vehicle. It's going to go to all of the parks and such, but these are not like Disney buses that tend to come every 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
A lot of times you do need to reserve a time. They'll have a couple slots in the morning. They'll have a couple slots in the evening. They're not ideal. If you are staying at one of these and you do not have a vehicle, I would say budget for either Uber or Lyft, or go ahead and look at a car rental.
And you can't walk over to Disney Springs and take a bus, correct?
You can, but even that, the limited, it's going to take you so much longer. It's
Okay.
you're going to be a bit limited. And I still don't know if they're doing, to be 100% honest, I'm not 100% sure if they're doing park to Disney Spring buses all day at this time.
Okay.
Because remember, they used to start at 4. So yeah, it'd be tough. I would just say budget.
Okay. I was just curious.
I wouldn't take advantage of the shuttles here probably myself. Talk some about the room, which was pretty spacious in most parts of it.
I just started to say, I think the room itself, once you got past the little closet when you first walked in that had a door, and then the little bathroom, and I realized the bathroom is pretty little.
It is.
It's just one sink, toilet next to that, and then a shower.
Yeah.
And it's not deep and it's not wide. It's just...
Yeah, literally the space you need to fit those 3 items are all the space they allowed without any extra wiggle room.
Yeah, pretty much. But then once you got into like the bedroom area, that was very nice and spacious and larger, in my opinion, honestly. 2 queen beds in there that looked like it could fit 2 king beds with no problem.
Seriously, really probably could.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put 2 king beds in there, the space you would have around them would feel similar to what I feel like most hotels have with the 2 queens. You know what I mean? So definitely room for that.
I agree. Nice big TV. Actually a refrigerator and a microwave and a coffee maker.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
That was really cool. And the refrigerator is a little bit bigger as well. And then you do have your little desk, because it is like, convention and over, some people have to work. So yeah. Cute.
Yeah, and it was
slept good.
Yeah, I mean, it not like it had a specific theme or anything, but to me, it felt the colors were all very in the like blues and greens, almost I'd say more beachy type feel.
Yeah.
There is still carpet in here, but nothing to me really felt outdated or anything. And I'm not even sure how old these rooms are, but I really liked this room. I wish that we had time to maybe go sit at the bar and grill downstairs and use that free drink ticket, but we were going over to Disney Springs to meet our friend Jody and grab an early dinner and get ready for the concert and all that. Would you stay here again?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And our window like looked out to I-4 and the top of something, and it wasn't very pretty, but that's okay. Like we weren't really in it that long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would absolutely stay in it again for major reasons. It was clean. It was nice. It was a short walk to Disney Springs, which I really
clocked
enjoyed.
About 8 to 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. From door, and what I love so much is there's beautiful sidewalks the whole way. And then when you get down to Disney Springs, there are overhead walkways. So you never have to cross a road with traffic.
Correct.
Which I really, really like, especially when we are walking back at 11 p.m.
Yes.
At night.
Yep.
And it is a little bit darker out. But even the walk back at night felt very, very safe the whole time. I mean, you still feel this essence of being on Disney property.
Yes.
Which I really like.
Yes, absolutely.
So we did go ahead and walk over about 3:30 or something and went to do some shopping at World of Disney. I had to exchange my track suit pants, and so I got what I needed for those. So I have my full 50th tracksuit, which I'm wearing today because the weather here is beautiful and cool. I know we did that whole episode on like gift shops and stuff. Nothing in my mind will potentially ever beat World of Disney. I love that store.
Yeah, it is
so much,
amazing.
and I could wander around in there forever.
Yep.
And it changes every time we go. I mean, first of all, you have the section that changes based on the seasons. Right now, it's Halloween.
Right.
That'll switch over to Christmas on Monday, I'm sure. They have the 50th section, which has. You're going to find a whole lot more at Magic Kingdom and even Creation Shop. The Emporium at Magic Kingdom and Creation Shop at Epcot. But this has a good amount of 50th stuff. We got a beautiful ornament. And some clothing and all. I love World of Disney, the feel, the everything about it.
Yep.
It's so good.
Yes.
So from there we ended up meeting up with Jody at Splitsville and sat outside for dinner and apps, and we're going to cover that on the next episode. So what we want to talk about as well is because I think this is something that I want to look at more who's coming to House of Blues. This is our second time there. We went, and I know I've told the story. We went back in October of 2015.
Yep.
We stayed at Port Orleans French Quarter. We went to see 21 Pilots for the first time at House of Blues. Not only did we fall in love with the venue and that band, but it was our first time staying at a moderate. We decided we would become pass holders, and the rest is history. Yeah. So when Blue October, I mean, I remember back when their album Foiled, and if you don't know who Blue October is, because I think a lot of people don't by the name, you probably do recognize some of their songs, like Hate Me or Oh My, I Hope You're Happy. might be something that you're familiar with, but they're an incredible band. I used to listen to that album on repeat. It was not long after I first moved here, and I just absolutely loved it, and kind of kept up with them a little bit here and there, but didn't listen much. And then I remember in 2018, I saw they were going to be at the Eat to the Beat concert at Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. And we had already met Jody and her wonderful daughters, Kayla and Danica, and they were big Blue October fans.
Yes.
And it kind of like, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that band. And I started listening to them a little bit again. So when I saw they were at Eat to the Beat, it was like midweek. You and I were like, you know what, let's go down and see them.
Yep.
We'll stay the night. We'll come home the next day. And they just blew our minds.
Yeah, they were so good. We went to 2 of them.
Yeah, so the 2018 we went, I think, they used to play 3 sets a night, and I think we went to the 3rd one.
Yeah.
So then 2019 rolled around and they're playing again, and I'm like, this needs to become a yearly tradition now. So we go down 2019. We actually stayed for their 2nd and 3rd sets, which they did switch up quite a bit, which was nice because they're not very long sets. And again, just the energy and enthusiasm and emotion. They're just if you like live music and rock music, this is a band to see, I will say.
Yep.
So this little thing called 2020 happened. No Eat to the Beat concerts, 2021. No true Eat to the Beat concerts. I know they have some local bands coming in and playing.
Right.
So I saw Blue October was going on tour, and they were coming to House of Blues at Disney Springs, and I was like, let's do it. Let's continue the tradition.
Yep.
And reached out to Jody, and I was like, you should come. And she's like, you know what? I will. I will come. She's like, I haven't been out of the house in a 1.5 years. I'm going to a concert with you guys. I was like, awesome. So it was so cool that she came out all the way from Colorado to meet up with us and go to this venue. So if you have not been to House of Blues, we've talked about it in the past. I think it is extremely underrated as far as food goes. Brunch is delicious.
Yeah.
Lunch,
Very
dinner,
good.
everything there is very good. They'll do live music outside a lot of times with local artists.
There was when we were.
Yeah, when we showed up. So this opened in 97. The total capacity, which includes basically restaurant, venue and all, is 2,600, but the venue only does 1,500.
Okay.
Very small venue.
Yes.
But that's what I think makes it so unique.
Yes.
I guess my thought is, if you were going to be at Disney for some time, if you're going to be there for a week or so, and you're thinking, you know what, I'm going to take a night off or day off from the parks, look at the House of Blues schedule.
Yeah.
Honestly. And if it's a band that even remotely you kind of enjoy their music, I would honestly go. I mean, tickets were like $30 each.
That's not bad.
Yeah, they're not a lot. And it's just such a unique and small venue to see a band in. It's all, I mean, it's standing room only.
Yep.
Unless you get like VIP tickets, there's a couple little seated areas, but it's just such a cool spot.
Yeah.
Where did we get, because safety measures, safety measures state there, masks must be worn inside at all times unless actively eating or drinking. What I noticed is everybody just actively ate or drank for 3 hours straight because mask usage was at an all-time low for an indoor location.
I was surprised that people weren't telling people to put them on.
0.
But I was also kind of happy because it was nice, I guess.
Well, you've also got, you've got this general, it's all general admission, but you have the floor area where people are nuts to butts.
Oh, yeah.
You're as a security guard or somebody working there, you can't be pointing out, hey, you in the middle of the crowd. Yeah, the guy in the blue shirt. Can you please put your mask on? Oh, lady over here. Like, there's no way to enforce it.
And they were asking, or not asking, you requiring you had to show either proof of vaccination or a 72-hour test. The PC, I guess PC.
Yeah, the negative test.
Negative PCR test.
Yeah, because it couldn't be the rapid, I don't believe. And yeah, they had security guards the entire time as you were checking in with ID and then one of those two, proofs. But where did we end up getting a spot, which I really liked because it created space between us and the surrounding parties, basically.
Yeah, it did. Buy a trash can.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, it was nice because the trash can put space between the people next to us, and then where we were. So I guess there's like almost little levels.
Yeah.
And so we were on like, I guess
It'd be like the second step up level.
Yes,
yeah, where people can stand.
Yes. So people were in front of us, but their backs were to us the entire time. And then we were standing back by the like railing, and then people were up above us.
But it's a walkway,
right?
So nobody could stand in front of us.
Correct.
Now, still, 4 feet in front of me was a guy taller than me.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I chose to stand behind him, so you guys weren't stuck behind him. But it's a good spot, and it's good, easy in, easy out. It's easy to get out and go to the bathroom. It's easy to go to the bar. We are older now. Our days of getting in a general admission floor area and standing there for 3 hours, not being able to leave because there's too many people, I'm over.
Yeah.
I mean, if this could have been in a seated theater, I would have been happy.
Yeah.
Where they said we allow no standing. Everybody just sit. You can just sit back, relax, enjoy the band. So yeah, and it was amazing. It was, that was our first concert in probably 3 years.
Yeah.
Obviously the last 2 years, for a very good reason, we had not been to one.
Yeah.
It was our first time really seeing live music in so long.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that the band was so excited to be back out.
Yes.
Playing live music.
Yep.
You could tell that the crowd and everybody was excited.
Mm-hmm.
We had a bartender, Chewy, who was amazing. I mean, after I ordered the first drinks for you and I, when I went back the second time, he immediately knew what I wanted. He recognized me, knew what I wanted.
Wow.
And I ordered one, and he was like, "Not two this time?" And I'm like, "Nah, she's still working on hers." And he was just incredible, and went to him every single time.
Nice.
And he was awesome. And the only thing I don't like, so the concert, there was one opening band, and then Blue October went on at 9. They were supposed to end at 9:30. They're supposed to end at 10:30. They were pushing it to almost 11, which they have to stop by 11 due to like local regulations and all. But they played their butts off for an hour and 50 minutes, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
I guess share, just because this is where you sometimes forget how amazing live music is when he told the story about his daughter. And why don't you talk about that?
Well, it was really, really cool because he has had some stuff go on with him, and he was getting custody of his daughter. And it was neat because he starts talking, and unfortunately there were some people behind us that weren't, and we wanted to listen, and so we were kind of like, shut up, like, please.
Well, they were talking loudly.
They
while
were
this, guy's pouring his heart out.
Yeah, and he was, and he's not like talking really loudly, I guess, because I mean this is truly heartfelt, and it's sad. It's sad, but it's a happy ending.
Yeah.
He's got complete custody of his daughter, and everything's wonderful, and she's an amazing like artist. Oh, it's amazing to hear her.
Yeah.
Only because Jeremy's played me some. She was not with him that night.
No,
I wish she was.
I kept waiting for her to walk out.
I know, that would have been so amazing. But yeah, I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, just for him to be up there and first of all telling the story in front of people, and it was 13 years or so ago, and his parents showed up to his house and found all his drugs. He was an addict, and they found all meth and everything, his parents, and they were like, "We're taking your daughter. We're taking her away." And he's, telling them not to, and they took her, and he's thinking, "Well, I've lost my daughter." He immediately goes back in and does more drugs.
Oh.
But not long after, that still would be the springboard to get him completely clean and sober, which he has been for like well over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And he now has full custody of his daughter. She does sometimes travel with him and all. It was such a great story. And then they go into this song, but I'm standing, it's very, very emotional. I mean, I'm standing there and I have like tears, because I can't imagine that happening, and regardless, like of what the reason or something may be. And one of the things I think has come to light so much in the past year and a half is mental health and addiction. Whereas I feel like pre-pandemic, you heard the word addict, or you heard the word, mental health. And I think people get a little tense and they're like, what's wrong with that person? That's weird. That person's weird or something. but they're not. I mean, that's I think this has brought to light in the past year and a half mental health and addictions and all, and how normal they are, and that he couldn't help this.
Right.
But he was able to turn everything around, and now he's, went on this amazing path to recovery and everything. And so, yeah, just telling that story and all. And then I'm standing there, and once it got really, really quiet, when that guy stopped talking, I mean, the girl in front of you literally was like, shut up. This man is pouring his heart out.
Oh yeah.
And I think that, and then like 5 other people chimed in, and he finally stopped. But I can hear behind me people just like sobbing.
Yeah.
You and Jody were very, very emotional and crying. And the girl in front of you turns around. She's sobbing. She sees you guys crying. She like hugs you. It was just so cool. Like,
yeah.
And you don't get that sitting at home on your couch listening to Spotify.
Yeah.
So go back out and support live music. I mean, these people's livelihood. You don't show up to the concert. Venues are taking precautions that they feel necessary. You take the precautions you feel necessary. If you're not comfortable, don't go.
Yep.
But as soon as you think you are, go back out, support the arts, support live music, support restaurants, do everything you can to kind of get things, back in the direction they need to be headed. But I had so much fun. We had a blast. It was a kind of, I think, much needed just break. I mean, we did live streams and stuff to Wonderland Crew, but we kind of took half the night off, I felt like, and just tried to enjoy everything. I really do want to keep an eye out and go back here. And it would probably be, if it wasn't a band that like we absolutely loved, it'd probably be like, hey, we're already going to be there for the weekend. This band maybe is playing Saturday night. Let's check them out.
Yeah.
Looking at the list and being a 42-year-old man now, I recognized one out of like the next 20 artists coming up.
Goodness.
And that was Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains,
who
went solo
after
Lane Stanley died and all that. He actually opened for Creed once as a
okay.
solo artist. And, like, I would go see him. Everybody else, I'm like, I'd literally have to look these up because I have no idea who any of these people are. But there's a lot of times they'll do stuff too. Like there might be local bands that come through. There's one our friend Scott from the Main Street Mouse was telling me about called the Molly Ringwalds. It's like an 80s cover band.
Oh, that's cool.
And he said they're just incredible and nostalgic. So keep an eye out for things like that. But I do think Disney Springs, it was so nice to walk around and feel like it truly being alive again. The only problem is you leave the venue at 11 and options for anything to eat are pretty much done. And most things are really closed down. So I got back to the room and just ordered Domino's and went down and waited for them and got some Domino's. And I may or may not have eaten like half of a pizza sitting in the spare bed because you were asleep.
Yes, I was tired.
And I put it in the fridge. And the next morning when I did open the fridge door, the smell of that leftover pizza was not appetizing.
No.
So we were like, we're not taking this with us.
It was horrible.
We will throw this away.
Yeah.
But, anything else you wanted to add about our little trip? I'm excited next week to talk about the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge that we ate at, as well as Splitsville. It's almost going to be like an appetizer episode, I feel like, which will be good. So, Rhonda, thank you for joining.
Thank you for
Thank you
having me.
for going with me.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed Disney Springs Hotel area, and I wouldn't mind staying there again and picking another one and trying it and, just hanging out at Disney Springs.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a Hilton over there. You've got the Hyatt. You've got the Wyndham. You've got several choices that you can pick from. Just always have in mind and read the fine print about those fees just so you don't get sticker shock, because even if you pay for the resort ahead of time, you have to pay the resort and parking fees at time of arrival, basically.
Yeah.
So you could think, oh, wow, I got this room for $130 a night, 2 nights. I paid like $260, but then you show up and you may still owe $140 or something like that, with all these different fees. So it's just something I always try and remind people of. It's the same thing over at Swan and Dolphin.
Yes.
I just don't want people to be surprised when they get there and have a certain budget or something.
Right.
So that's it.
Very kind of you.
I try to do my best to be nice.
Good
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening. We truly appreciate it. I hope everyone has a fun and safe Halloween weekend.
Yes.
If you are going as any sort of Disney character or your kids, we would love to see it out on social at Main ST Magic. Post it in the Main Street Magic community on Facebook. Even if you're not going as a Disney character, let's see your Halloween costumes. We'll certainly be posting the girls' costumes, which are not Disney related this year.
No.
Sigh. As
Yeah.
Kaylin says, tear.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And if you're out there, could you please leave us a rating and review?
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.